Hey guys, I'm back with another video and I just wanted to talk about Diddy's recent trial going on right now. So Diddy's ex-assistant, who's going by the pseudonym Mia, has testified against Diddy and claims that he assaulted her multiple times. Mia was cross-examined and asked by defense repeatedly why she stayed with Diddy, and she said, quote, because when he was happy, I was safe. Mia said she was testifying because she said, and I quote, because I can't look my niece or my goddaughters in the eyes in the future if they happen to be in this situation. The prosecutors made Mia talk about her feelings of fear about talking about Diddy and was asked by prosecution if she could talk about what Diddy did to her allegedly without looking down. And she said no because it was the worst thing she ever had to talk about in her life. Paraphrasing from NBC News, she had difficulty comprehending what had happened to her allegedly, which is why she met with the government a lot. Mia wanted to keep working hard for Diddy because she says when he was happy, she felt safe. Coming from NBC News, Mia was asked repeatedly by defense why she stayed with Diddy despite the assaults that she endured, and then Mia said that it was because that the high highs at that point of her career in life seemed to make up for the low lows. Mia's job included managing Diddy's social media, and if Diddy felt like she wasn't doing her job, then her job would be threatened. Mia told the courts that she was physically assaulted and that also her life was threatened by Diddy. One instance of this is when Diddy slammed the door on her arm and put pressure on it, causing her arm to be bruised. Mia also wanted to off herself, which was revealed in a text thread between Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Koram, in December 6 of 2016. Now reading directly from NBC News, Combs' defense pushed Mia about why she wanted to tell the government her allegations of assaults against Combs, saying it took about 7 or 8 months until she revealed the information to prosecutors. Mia told the court that she doesn't remember the exact conversations, but that she did not tell the government until she had retained legal representation. The reasons are privilege, she said. Attorney-client privilege protects the confidentiality of communications between a lawyer and the client. Mia is very engaged during the cross-examination and is confidently claiming ownership of her Instagram posts featuring and praising Combs, despite defense attorney Brian Steele's attempt to show the disconnect between her claims of suffering at Combs' hands and her glowing posts about him. Mia doubled down, saying that everyone who worked for Combs was expected to post. She reiterated that back then, people tended to post only about the high moments in life, not the lows. The defense is continuing its efforts to minimize any bad acts by Combs by citing previous kind words from Mia. She effusively praised Combs in a social media posting with pictures of his birthday celebration in the late 2016. The caption Mia wrote and shown in court includes a praising F-bomb. You are the coolest alien rock star unicorn pizza slice, and we effing love you. The defense showed pictures of Mia at a party wishing Combs a happy birthday on what would have been the 6th-year anniversary of an assault she testified he committed against her. Mia said she learned to shut it down for that moment. I tried to protect that night and shut it down and not think about it again, she said. The defense made me read what she wrote about Combs on this birthday. Legend, rapper, actor, entrepreneur, and extraterrestrial was born. Happy B-Day. Thank you for showing me the path for Pluto and beyond. There were clearly some good times during the stint Mia had working for Combs in his side of the table, wants jurors to see it. Defense lawyers showed a video of Mia laughing in a comedy video with Rick Ross and images of her celebrating a birthday of Combs' son Justin. In her direct testimony, Mia didn't deny there were some good times in Combs' world, but made it clear that the highs were more than offset by the lows. The defense questioned Mia on her social media posts with Combs and on her communications with him, in which she said love you and praised him as a mentor and inspiration. She defended the posts as showing the good parts of her life. When asked why she promoted the person who stole her happiness, she said, I had to support the things Puff supported. It was very confusing, ups and downs. The defense tried to call out contradictions in Mia's testimony, where she said she was in constant fear of upsetting Combs, but would post about being his best friend. It's easy because the dynamic would shift when things are good. I felt really safe. You almost forget about those things, she said. Referring to the bad memory, she later said, "It was psychological. I felt responsible for helping him. I felt bad for him. I don't know how to describe it." Combs' defense is clearly trying to undermine Mia's gripping testimony by showing her and jurors pictures and social media posts between the two in less fraught times. Defense attorney Brian Steele had Mia go through a binder of material showing her and the defendant appearing to enjoy each other's company. One picture, which appears to be from a Burning Man festival in 2013, included Mia, Ventura, and Combs. You're standing right next to and leaning toward him. The man who terrorized you still asks John a yes from Mia. Mia was also shown a YouTube comedy bit directed by Andy Samberg, depicting her in a hospital gown giving birth with Combs acting as an obstetrician. Mia says that she had been unable to work because of her PTSD that she endured from working with Diddy. She said that she would be triggered when someone would call her name from across the room or someone would ask her where she is. Continuing with NBC News, in the fall of 2016, Combs no longer wanted to be involved in Revolt Films and wanted to end it, Mia testified. Revolt Films is a media company founded by Combs that Mia worked for as a director of development and acquisition. She said she felt betrayed, confused, and rejected by the decision. She continued to work on a documentary project until spring of 2017. She testified she was heartbroken by the decision to close Revolt Films, meaning she'd lose her position and avoided calls from Combs and staff. She eventually hired an employment attorney to work out severance, which hurt Combs. After 9 months of back and forth, she ended up with a sum of $400,000 and took home $200,000, with attorneys taking the rest as compensation for bonuses owed, severance, and overtime, she said. Mia explained that Diddy would get very upset over anything. She explained an incident back in 2011 when he asked Mia to pick out his workout clothes and he didn't like any of the options, so he got violent with her, though Mia says she can't remember the details. There was a weird text thread brought up between Diddy and Mia, or Diddy kept telling her, "Call me now," several times via text. It was also brought up that on October 16th of 2015, there was a chat between Mia and Christina Karam where Mia didn't seem like she was in her right mind. Mia explained it was because Diddy threatened to off her and report her to HR. Reading directly from NBC News, the peculiar threat of both violence and taking formal employment measures could be one more piece of evidence for prosecutors seeking to show how Combs allegedly used his work as a part of a criminal enterprise. Failure to follow every one of Combs' orders had a range of consequences, Mia said. I would have been in big trouble, gotten fired, lost my job, emotionally or possibly physically abused. Mia cried on stand when revisiting the time when Diddy allegedly forced himself on her sexually and that she felt trapped and terrified. Diddy's defense attorney Brian Steele showed the courts multiple text messages between Diddy and Mia between 2018 to 2020, where Mia expressed love and also talked about good memories. Mia says that she was brainwashed by Diddy and that was also the reason why she was hesitant to come forward about him and was terrified. Mia also claims that she witnessed Diddy physically abusing Cassie Ventura, who is Diddy's now ex-girlfriend. Directly from NBC News, after Ventura filed her lawsuit against Combs, Mia testified the defendant reached out to her, but she said she steered clear of him. The government showed a February 7, 2024 email from Combs to Mia in which he used kind words and asked for a phone call to have, quote, "my memory jogged on a few things," end quote. But Mia said she didn't respond. "I was terrified," she said. "I know this was a front." Mia said she believed Combs was fearful of her telling anyone what she'd seen the defendant do over the years. Puff wanted Combs security guard D-Rock to get to me and make sure I wasn't a threat, Mia told jurors. Cassie Ventura had caught Combs cheating on her and was left devastated and stopped answering his calls when she was in South Africa shooting a movie and Combs was in Miami, Mia told the court. Mia says she woke up to 48 missed calls and messages from Combs and others who worked for him. Mia was asked several questions about Ventura's work life during her years with Combs, as the defense apparently tried to undermine prior witnesses' implications that he stunted Ventura's career. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked Mia questions about Ventura obtaining modeling jobs, movie work, and even music she worked on with other artists, such as Wiz Khalifa. Mia testified that all of this was done with Combs' knowledge and consent. Prior witnesses have said that while Ventura recorded music while dating Combs, she was unable to release new albums as part of her 10-album deal with Combs Record Company. Ventura had one studio album, which was released in 2006, and a mixtape, which dropped in 2013. Mia told the court that she felt terrible about covering for Combs with Ventura, his former girlfriend, but felt that if she didn't, he would have taken away his access to her. Mia testified that Combs would find out because he stole their phones and put tracking devices on Ventura's car. She added that she wasn't sure what Combs was capable of and reiterated that she was terrified. The witness said she was very close to Cassie Ventura but admitted not telling Combs' girlfriend everything she could have. Mia conceded that she didn't tell Ventura about Combs' alleged assault on her. She also said she would keep the music mogul's whereabouts from Ventura under his orders. I remember covering for him and feeling terrible about it, Mia said. Mia said that she had talked to Cassie when Cassie herself had filed her own abuse allegations against Diddy in 2023, but Mia said she had not told Cassie about what Diddy allegedly did to her because she felt deeply ashamed about it and wanted to die with it. Mia brings up specific instances of abuse that Diddy did to Cassie, where I quote from NBC News, "I've seen him crack her head open," Mia said, knowing she never saw Ventura fight back. During one vacation in the Turks and Caicos, Mia and Ventura barricaded themselves in a room as Combs banged on the door. "Puff is going to K me," Ventura purportedly said. Again, reading from NBC News, when questioned about apparently loving texts Mia sent to Combs in late 2018 and throughout 2019, she testified that she felt bad for Combs after the death of Kim Porter. Porter, who was with Combs for years and the mother of 3 of his children, died in November 2018 from pneumonia. Combs' defense showed texts following that time in which Mia wrote that she loved Combs and dreamed of him as her savior months after Porter's death. Mia told the court that she didn't think 5 months was a long time to recover from grief and that she hadn't yet understood what had happened to her while working for Combs. She noted that there was a version of Combs who cared for her. The defense introduced a text message from Mia to Combs in which she told the defendant that he once in a nightmare saved her from R. Kelly. Mia said in a January 15, 2019 text message that she had a terrible dream of being trapped in an elevator with a convicted as criminal, but then Combs came and rescued me. Judge Subramanian sustained a government objection, thus preventing Mia from answering why her alleged attacker Combs was framed as a savior in her dream. However, the defense still made it its point to jurors that, despite the allegations Mia had made against Combs, there were times that she held him in the highest esteem. So my thoughts about these alleged facts is that Day seems very controlling, manipulative, and very dangerous to be around. This seemed like a very hostile and unprofessional environment, allegedly. Day allegedly had went too far with his ex-assistant and definitely crossed the lines. There should be no reason you come into work and you feel scared or you possibly get violated. Though I do think it's interesting that she had a dream about Diddy saving her from R. Kelly in a dream and text her about it after everything she'd been through with Diddy. It is kind of crazy in this supposed dream that it was Diddy, who is now being accused of sexual abuse from multiple people, is the one who saved her from R. Kelly, who is a convicted as criminal. It's like the irony of it all. I also think it is interesting that Mia was contacting Diddy from 2018 to 2020 after she stopped working for him. This is just my opinion, and I'm not concluding that Mia is lying. So that's all for this video. Tell me what you think about this testimony from Diddy's ex-assistant. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!